Hey, Aubrey, how are we going to start this episode?
Happy Mardi Gras season. We're talking about nipples. That work?
Okay, perfect.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hi, I'm Hannah LaFleur,
And I am Aubrey Massey.
and this is Okay, So Hear Me Out.
Okay, so Hear Me Out is an imagination exploratorium where the two of us take a different topic every week and we improve it. And through our incredible creative wills, we make a better world. In theory, of course.
So, we decided to talk about nipples today in light of us having a lot of really good ideas about them the other day when we were a little bit tipsy, surrounded by Mardi Gras stuff. And also, I have them. So I see them every day. Aubrey has them. He sees them every day. Mine have more potential than his do, but that's okay. That's something we'll discuss in this episode. So, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think my nipple potential's like at a 7. How would you rate your nipple potential, Aubrey?
Well, potential. There's always a lot of potential there. However, their current usefulness is sitting at a 0.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Your nipples don't do shit. So,
Which is why I'd like to introduce my first idea for nipples.
okay.
Okay, so the next stage in human development is technology, whether it's like AI or just machinery or
Right.
creating cyborgs, yada, yada, yada. That's the next
Yeah.
step in human evolution. We have already kind of plateaued from a genetic standpoint. Now it's time to augment our physical selves. And therefore, I believe that the first thing that should be cyborged on the male human body is the nipple. Because if you were to try to cyborg a useful part of the body and you mess it up, then it's game over, right? I'm going
Right.
to give you super duper cool robot legs. Oh, I messed it up. Actually, you'll never be able to use legs again for the rest of your life. You're paralyzed. Here's a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
no good.
things like that. But nipples have literally zero purpose on the
Yeah,
male
there's
body.
nothing to
so if you mess
lose.
it up, there's
Yeah.
nothing to lose except for a useless nipple. So I think that we start simple and just get men to have new nipples. They could be replaced with can openers or
Oh,
lighters
perfect.
or
Manly.
bottle openers or USB drives. Or maybe we get a little advanced and out pops a little arm like R2D2 in the Star Wars movies, and you can like hack into security drones on the Death Star. I don't know. Things like maybe an extra hand that holds things for you. You know?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Right,
really,
right.
really simple things for your nipples.
Yeah, I like the idea of making your nipples like a man commercial. So like you got the can opener, you got the lighter, but it's like one of those long lighters for like a barbecue pit, or like a Katy Perry firework nipple. But you know, the kind of fireworks that are intense, not just sparklers. Or let's man up your nipples even more with a razor. They don't know how that one would work yet. We're working on the logistics, but
We just call it man
yeah.
nips. And we,
right, man nips. It's like Old Spice, but man nipples.
yeah,
Yeah.
man nips. Let's see. What would be the most...
Good.
Okay, let's imagine that you're a man and you have
Okay.
zero potential. Well, actually, no. With one of these augments, I guess you could probably get some, I don't know, milk hoses thrown in there. Like
Yeah.
a bag attached to
Yeah,
your
right.
side. and there's just
the emergency.
yeah, and then during
Like,
like when you're raising a child and you're
mom's tired.
yeah, and mom's tired, she doesn't want to breastfeed right now, it's painful and nobody
Yeah.
wants it, then all of a sudden, guess what, you just screw in your breastfeeding application in your man nips, hook it up to some breast milk, and then just let them at it, you know, then you're sharing
Hey,
the motherhood.
that's a beautiful point. That kind of brings me to one of my ideas. Are you ready?
Yes.
So, maybe as a mother, okay, first of all, let me throw this out there. I know this is ridiculous. Okay. So, I don't like cow's milk as a person. I like almond milk. That's my favorite kind of milk. I don't want to breastfeed my milk or cow's milk to my baby, or goat's milk. I want to breastfeed almond milk. So I'm going to take a supplement so I can have some like chocolate almond milk breast milk. You can flavor your breast milk for your baby who doesn't give a shit probably, but it's all the rage. So these nips are almond milk nipples. There's no cows. No, no cows or women. Okay, I kind of lost my point there.
Yeah, is this a vegan
but
thing that
there's
you're
the
trying
idea.
to push on people?
Yeah. So my body's vegan, and I don't agree that it should that I should be milked by my own supply. Okay. So my milk will be purely non-animal and non-human. Well, humans are animals, so it pumps out almond milk, probably straight from my stomach because I eat enough almonds. So there you go. There's that.
Okay. How do you plan to? What's the science behind that, Hada?
Hey, I just said
That's
it. I eat a lot of almonds.
No.
Okay, fine. I'll hire a
Okay.
doctor. They'll figure it out.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, can I just say a personal
also,
thing
along
though
those
about
lines.
vegans and milk? Yeah, I may get a lot of hate for this. One, I get that you don't, dear vegans. This is Aubrey speaking. I understand what you're trying to do. I went vegetarian for a while in order to lower my meat eating footprint because of the way it affects the environment. You do that kind of stuff for a moral reason, and I get that. I respect you for it. However, the argument that I hear most often from people who are telling me that I shouldn't drink cow milk is that humans are the only animals who drink the milk of other animals. And to that, I have to say, we are also the only animals who have put themselves on the moon. So we're actually pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's a silly
And I just
argument.
wanted to cover that base because I hate that argument. Since we were talking about it, I felt like I would get on my soapbox, drink my glass of milk. It tastes delicious, especially with cookies. And I am now getting off of my soapbox so we can talk about nipples again. End.
Right. No, I agree. I think that's a pretty silly argument because we're pretty good animals. And vegans out there, I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for like a year, but I've been mostly vegetarian for a couple years. So I actually do like almond milk, and I still think that's a shitty argument, is the one Aubrey just said. Okay, but while we're along those lines, what about some like soft serve nipple servings? So like, I mean, anyone can enjoy that. I mean, having said that, I don't think I'd like anyone to enjoy sucking my
But
my
I want you
boobs.
to think about
But,
the device in which soft serve ice cream comes out. You know how it's got the little spout, but then it's got like that big white,
makes
like
that
long thing that you
sound.
have to like, pull down and it opens up. I want you to imagine two of those on somebody's nipples.
sounds
One of
like it's
them is vanilla and the
grinding.
other one's chocolate. And maybe there's one in the middle that swirls sticking right out of the belly button or something like that. But that's just a human person.
Yeah.
And they're creating soft serve within their bodies. Would you eat that? Would you be sexually attracted to a person that has soft-serve nipples?
No, I guess you're right. I guess what I'm feeling is that I want some ice cream and I'm craving ice cream. That was it. That's where that thought motivated from. But you're right.
No, but
Probably
also
not
at
a
the
good
same
idea.
time, it is an excellent idea. And when we go through this human evolution and this is the norm,
Okay.
then it'll just be something that we celebrate as being unique, except for most of humanity who sees new things and instantly thinks, I have to destroy that. It is scary. And so there will probably be race wars based off of these new nipple components. But once we get past that and the, possible
Right.
enslavement and extermination camps and things like that, we will be a better society because we have taken one step forward and improved our nipples together. And then we'll just kind of go through that process with every other extremity that we have.
So, no matter what comes out of my nipple, I have some pretty awesome tattoo ideas that I want to throw out there. So, like, above one nipple, it'd be, like, locally sourced. Because you can't get any more local than in my body. Or you could do organic, non-GMO.
Attach baby here.
Yeah. Yes, attach here. I mean, assuming you are doing the normal milk thing, because we haven't evolved too far yet, you could put not vegan
That's pretty
over
good.
it. Yeah.
The Milkmaster 5000.
You could put calories.
Just
Yeah, you could put like the serving size and the calories, cholesterol, like
the food
all of
label on the side.
breastplate.
Just like,
yeah. All right. Ingredients, me. Pretty awesome. Me and everything I've just consumed in like the last 24 hours, however that works. Okay. So, another thing. So right now we're talking about what's coming out of my nipple. What about how can we decorate our nipples more and kind of like show them off to the world?
well, the first one is definitely everybody just wears Katy Perry sparkler bras, of course.
All right. Well, can we like how about unicorn horns instead?
Yeah, I think your
It's
your
like-
tattoo idea definitely helps the decoration of nipples. My brother for a long time wanted to get a tipple.
Tipple.
My brother for a long time wanted to get a tattoo in which Waldo was hiding behind his nipple, and like his head was kind of poking out.
But yeah,
That's what my brother wanted to do.
he would want to get that tattoo. What about like giant sequins instead of like a normal bra or shirt or bathing suit, just like a big sequence right over your nipple.
Yeah, or like a glass eye
Yeah.
to, to
Weird, like
replace
a
it.
fish eye.
Yeah, like a fish eye. Or a googly eye. You could just
Googly
glue
eye,
some
yeah.
googly eyes on your
Googly
nipples
eyebrow.
and have a good old time swinging those around.
Right, and you could do the little smiley face in the middle. Oh my gosh, I like legit want to make this outfit now.
See,
You've
that's
inspired me.
my tattoo idea.
And then you put like hair around your shoulder blades.
Yeah, well, you could, or just like the tops of your pecs, like for eyebrows.
Oh yeah, man, this is delicious.
Have we thought about just taking, the concept of a bra, right? Take that concept or no, never mind. Take the concept of a tube top, okay? But
Okay.
replace it with like sunglasses to where the lenses go right over the nipples and then there's a big long string going around the back. I guess goggles would be it. Just big nipple goggles.
I think this is a good look. I think Vogue should hear us out. We should
And they'd
design. Yeah, we should design.
You'd look
costumes
cool,
for-
You'd look
Yeah.
cool.
You'd look cool, or some people would think you looked cool.
Like a bandana.
Harry Potter
That-
glasses.
You do Harry Potter glasses too, depending on whether you want to look like you're from Portland or from
Yeah.
Britain or from.
Or New Year's glasses. It's 2019, bitches. Look at my boobs. They're wearing
Yeah.
the glasses.
And of course, that's when you also could do your firework nipples again.
Yep. It's a 2-in-1.
Hey, how about a nipple that's a flashlight? that seems like the most useful nipple accessory
Yeah.
that you could have.
Instead of headlights, nipple
Yeah,
lights.
instead of a headlight, you look stupid with a headlight. You're like, hold on, oh man, it's too dark in here, I can't see. And you're like, don't worry, I got it. Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just taking off my shirt, don't worry. And people
Yeah.
think that's weird and kind of rapey probably, but then you like twist your nipple one little bit to the left and bam, all of a sudden it's a light
like a
source.
knob. Well, hey, speaking of knobs, okay, one nipple is like a light source. One nipple's volume. So you can turn up the sound of your life.
What? What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's like a knob, so you can make it louder.
Well, I mean,
Whatever it is that's around you.
maybe it could be your speaking voice.
Oh yeah, it can
Right?
make you louder.
You
right,
could,
right.
yeah, it just amplifies your vocal cords. That would be good. It would be
Man.
a little weird if I'm sitting up there and I'm teaching class, right? And the kids are a little too talkative, so I want to get them to quiet down, and me being quiet isn't helping. So, I reach up and I start playing with my right nipple for a little bit to find the right setting, and then I say,
No, you do it subtly.
stop. Well, I don't think there is a subtle way to play with your nipples.
Well, you don't have to.
Go ahead
You
and
don't
do
have
it
to
right
lift
now.
up.
Just try it.
No, you just kind of. You know how like when people run PowerPoints, how like smoothly they just like press the button on with their thumb. So you just kind of smoothly just twist your nipple. You don't have to make a big deal about it.
Hana, it's a part of the body that isn't subtle, Like if I had
Hey.
something, I would
Yeah.
have a much easier time adjusting my junk through my pants, which sometimes you have to do as a man, than I would to
Well,
reach
and
up
a
to my
woman,
nipple.
honestly.
When you reach up with your nipple, what happens is your elbow goes outwards of your body or backwards if you're trying to hide it a little bit more. But no matter what, like, take one finger and touch it to your nipples and then see how obvious it is that your arm movement is drawing people directly to said nipple area. It's crazy, isn't it?
Right.
Even subtly,
Well-
I'm like stretching out my thumb. Nope, that doesn't work.
You know what I think?
Maybe if
needs
I
to
pretended
change?
to yawn. That's the closest I got, right? I like dialed that sucker all the way up as I reached my arm up.
I think what we just need to change is that nipples are taboo. Because that would fix all of this stuff. Like this, I mean, we're decorating the nipples. Why shouldn't you be able to turn your nipple if it's a knob while you're teaching or doing a presentation for something? Like, we just don't need to make them a taboo thing. It's my nipple. It's a part of my body. I scratch my head. I've pick at my fingernails. I've got an itch on my arm.
I pick my
twist
nose.
my nipple.
I
Yeah. I pick my nose, I scratch my butt, like I twist my nipple. So it shouldn't be taboo. And that's for girls and guys, because apparently you can't twist your nipple in public either. So
well, yeah.
we just need
Well,
hashtag free the nips,
like, yes. Okay, I'm gonna put my solution out there for this here in just 1 second. But to touch on one thing you said, it is not the action. It is not the concept of the nipple that makes it taboo for me to play with my nipples in public. It is the sexual nature of taking one's fingers and rubbing their own nipples with it that creates that taboo. If I'm doing that in front of, let's say, children, that would make me a huge child pedophile pervert, and I should be locked up in jail forever for that.
Well, okay, I see your point, but I'm just saying that it shouldn't be that way because you're not being sexual with your nipple. Like whenever I touch my nipple, I can't remember one time where I was touching my nipple in a sexual manner. That was not sarcastic. So, like, there's nothing sexual about nipples, really. Other than what we've created as a society. Like, they're not a part of sex, honestly. And if you think they are, you should ask your partner if they're really experiencing some kind of pleasure sensation, because the answer is no. There's not really anything about a nipple that feels sexual. It's just a part. It's like my elbow. It's my nipple.
Yes, nipples equals elbows.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so here's my solution to untaboo nipples. You ready for this? It's going to be a
Yeah.
long process, right? We can't just say nipples are okay now, right? Because I don't know. People would riot in the streets, and it's like, let's just not deal with that. So I give to you the nip slip. Whoa, wait. It's not exactly what you think it is. It is not somebody who accidentally slipped their nipple out of their clothes. No, instead, it is a slip of paper, a pass, as you will, given out by the federal government saying that, hey, you can have your nipples out today, right? And then so if you're out there and you've got your nipples free and people are like, that's really indecent, you just show them your nip slip and go, nope, it is totally legal for me to do that. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. And nobody can touch you or deal with you because your nipples are out, right? And everybody gets one at some point, right? And eventually, over time, what you do is you just increase the amount of nip slips out there in the public until all of a sudden it's not a weird thing and people aren't even asking to see your nip slip anymore, right? Because at that point where people are just like, oh,
Yeah.
they must have a nip slip today. Oh, they must have a nip slip today. All of the sudden,
It's like a sticker for Jean Day
yeah,
at work.
I mean, just kind of eventually people are so used to seeing it and they've been exposed to it enough that it is a perfectly normal thing to see. And then at that point, you just go, it is okay for anybody to have their nipples out at any point. And then it's not, oh, well, I don't agree with that. Breastfeeding children in public is disgusting. What will my children think? They'll grow up to be perverts. Things like that. That'll all go away by that point.
I feel like this would be a good public holiday.
Nipple Day?
It's Free the Nip Day. Well, it's like there's Independence Day, and then there's Nipple Independence Day. I think July 5th is a perfect day for it because, it's hot outside. I don't want to wear clothes anyway.
I'm not sure if we should equate the end of
Birth of our nation with the birth of babies. It's the birth of
the
babies.
birth of babies.
And also, I didn't say we should equate them. I'm just saying there's Independence Day on July 4th. The day after, everyone still wants to hang out. We still got leftover fireworks. Nipple Day. I mean, I think it's great. Are you saying that it could compete with the Independence Day?
Yes, but also I'm saying that just making it a holiday doesn't fix the problem as much as slowly over time changing the way people see
I didn't say it would
nipples.
fix the problem. I'm just saying it would make a good public holiday.
Can we just change it with Christopher Columbus Day?
Yes, that would be really nice because I would like to still get out of school for that day, but I don't want it to be for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, to take a day off of work, not to wear a wire bra or any bra, whatever it is I'm doing, sounds like a great opportunity.
Good.
All right, so before we end this, Aubrey, who has your favorite nipples?
I mean, Aladdin, because, where are they,
Right. Disney took them.
Disney took them away from my...
In order for Aladdin to be famous, they had to take his nipples.
Yeah, they took them from my
as a
boy
trade-off.
Al.
Yeah.
What about yours?
Yeah, so my favorite are pangolin boobs. Give that a quick Google images and you'll see what I mean.
Wow. Those are very, they're kind of human looking.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, with that being said, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this incredibly short episode of Okay, So Hear Me Out, where we just talk about nipples for a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it or whatever. You can check us out on a lot of different social medias. One of them being Twitter. We are at Okay, So Hear Me Out. Also, if you have any ideas for episodes for us to do, or for cool ideas that you have yourself, or cool ideas that you've implemented through your creativity, you can email those to us at oshmocast@gmail.com. We would love some submissions to give us some ideas for the future or some ideas that we could highlight. The other thing that you can do is to give us a nice rating or a review on any podcast app that you use. But even most importantly is just tell a friend and say, hey, there's this podcast that I like that has to do with creativity. It's an imagination exploratorium. It's called Okay, So Hear Me Out. You should check it out. Their second season is going pretty well. They have talked about Pokemon and nipples, and what more could you want in a podcast? And then they'll say, there's nothing more I've ever wanted. It is too perfect. And they'll listen to it, and then we'll feel better about, ourselves, and we'll continue to get feedback, and we'll love you forever. Are you ready for last ideas?
I sure am.
Okay. Well, mine is just boob air fresheners. When you squeeze a boob, it makes the room smell better.
Awesome. It's sort of similar to mine in the fact that both of ours involve squeezing boobs. So, I'm thinking, painting with a twist, except you and all your lady friends have these, devices attached to your titties, so, you squeeze them and paint shoots out, and you have this big, large canvas, and you make, a beautiful picture with your friends by squeezing your boobs. And each other's boobs. There we go.
All right, well, I am Aubrey Massey.
And I am Hannah LaFleur.
And this has been Okay, So Hear Me Out.